caught Shahid, I caught them all. I said, no, you've got something, just trust me and do it.
Yeah.
Even my Sushant, everyone. So many people today say, you know, when I was a kid, or when I was this, or when I came to a class when I was 40, and I came to a class when I was 4, and my life changed after that. And you know, when they say all that to me, sometimes I don't believe it. I think they're just being nice to me because, you know, they met me. But everyone says the same story, my life changed, my life changed, my life changed, my life changed. Today, if I go on stage, it's the dance that has disciplined me. It's just dance. You think
and it changes the way you present yourself.
Absolutely. Before, the time I had of my life was when they used to put my girls down, or they were like, you know, ooh, he's a dancer. If it's a singer, wow.
Yeah.
Dancer ever. It's not a nice connotation for me, and I get very angry. I remember someone saying that you can't go to Shiamak's dance class in those days because who will marry you? Because you're wearing these tights and skimpy outfits. But I still believe that dance still needs to be respected more.
Okay, Shiamak, are you ready to start?
Yeah.
Or shall I say 5, 6,
7, 8.
I can't tell you, you know, I've been teaching kids in my kids' school for Teachers' Day and dancing and everything. And everyone is like waiting for me to say 5, 6,
So
7,
good. But
8.
you were such a fab dancer anyway. I don't know why you stopped.
And they all asked me, where did you learn this? And I said, there's
But
only...
you were too talented with the
only
short
one
hair, I
and
remember.
only. Yeah,
Too good.
You actually changed my life.
Thank
but
you, darling.
we'll get back to that.
Okay.
How did you know that you wanted to dance, Shiamak?
I never really knew. I just was, I don't know, dancing in the house, singing, playing my piano. I never thought of dancing. I always thought of singing and playing the piano and doing Elton John, Billy Joel songs and Barbra Streisand songs and just singing them on the piano. Then I went to some school competitions. I won.
Yeah.
I was so happy that I won. And that was it. There was no dance at all in my life.
Really?
Yeah, there was nothing.
So there was an exposure at an early age to dance. It was more to music.
Yeah, because Daddy, Mummy would hear Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, and Louis Armstrong, and all that, Etta James, and you know, all that kind of music.
Yeah.
And my sister and my grandfather, who was Homi Wadia, whose wife was Hunter Wali, I would then have to go to the Basant studio in Chembur and see Saraswati Chandra, Teen Bhauraniya. I had to get so I got the best of both worlds, and it was too much fun. I really got a Western and
Indian sort of fused
absolutely.
childhood.
Yeah, because Phyllis Nadia Hunter Wali was my great aunt. So she was my grandmother who looked after me and you know, did everything for me.
Yeah. But when you started out, you were younger, it was a different time in India.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been too easy.
Very difficult. People made fun of me, they said bad things, they said boys don't dance, they said girls who come to your class are not good girls because they're wearing these tights and leotards, and how can you have people like that coming to class? I'm talking about 40 years ago. Yeah. And because I started at 25, I think I started. So it must have been nearly 35 years ago. Yeah. People were very mean. Yeah. You know, it
all
was
kinds of names, I know.
It was horrible. But you know, something kept me going. Luckily, my parents, my sister, brother were very supportive. They were not people who would judge you, and you know, and of course they thought I was quite nuts, kicking my leg up and dancing and playing the piano, and they thought, you know, jarak match hai. So you know, but because I was, I couldn't sit still. Yeah. And it was something that was inside of me, and I don't understand how you can't express it. You know, you have to talk about it, you have to express it, you've got to do something about it. So I took the risk and I started classes, and there were only 7 students. 5 was family and friends and 2 were students the first time at Girton High School, and it was, it was very scary. But luckily, by the grace of God, and I had a lovely guru called Kaushik Bhavnagiri, who wrote this book, The Laws of the Spirit World. And she said, Shiamak, if you're not hurting anybody, you're doing nothing wrong, and it's something that's going to help people, just do it. Yeah. So I taught dance classes to people from the age of 4 to 84. And then the classes spread. Then I got into a film with Shah Rukh, and that was because Shah Rukh drove me nuts at the house saying, listen, I'm telling you, you have to do this film. Because the earlier time I had said no to Yash Uncle because I thought, you know, I can't do this because it's not my style of work.
And did you even really want to at that time?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I was only thinking of classes and developing myself on stage and performing and singing and dancing and acting, doing musical theatre. So I played the role of Che Guevara in Evita. Then I did cabaret. Then North America, I also played again Che Guevara in Evita. So I was doing so much musical theatre that I had no really interest in Bollywood at that time. Though I used to love every single movie. I would go and see Ganga Jamuna or Alankar Theatre or Novelty. Every single movie I would see English, Hindi. And it was just something I loved.
Yeah.
But I never thought I'd get into it because my choreography style was very different and alag.
Jazz ballet, that's what you did.
Yeah,
you did
and it was
jazz
so
ballet,
contemporary, different compared to, you know.
Yeah.
And then Gauri was my student for many years and she was performing with me on stage.
I remember the song also.
Jadoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that. Lots of Hindi medley songs we used to do with her, and she used to come and she used to model on stage. Then she would dance with me, and Shah Rukh would so sweetly wait outside the studio for hours while Gauri was doing class with me. And he was famous then also. It was Bazigar time. He was quite famous.
Yeah.
You know, now he's a mega legend, but that time he was huge.
Yeah.
But he would come outside, wait for his wife, and it was so sweet. But so she called me over one day and said, "You want to come to my house? Shah Rukh wants to talk to you." I said, "Now what? Now why does Shah Rukh want to talk to me? He's so sweet. He's an adorable guy. He had a dog called Chubeka who used to play and bite.
Yeah.
Chubeka used to bite everybody." But Shah Rukh was always a very, you know, I don't know. The bigger he's got, he's definitely more humble.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they had this awe about.
It's also age, right?
Yeah, but he was always humble. I mean, that's the way I know him.
Also because of where he came from.
Yeah.
I mean, even in Akshay Kumar, a lot of them who
Sweetie
don't
pie.
have legacy and haven't come from certain families,
Yeah.
started as waiters,
but
started
they were-
from here, there, and they remain humble.
Yeah.
They were humble and they remain humble.
Yeah, in fact, you know, because Gauri forced me and said, "You have to come to the house and come for dinner." I said, "Okay." I used to walk with him at Bandra with his dog and Gauri sometimes in the night. And he said, "There's a movie called Dil To Pagal." I said, "How nice, good, I'm happy for you, good."
Yeah.
It's a new movie, it's a dance movie, I'm more impressed. And Yash Chopra had asked me to do Dilwale Dulhania, which I said no to because I was very scared my style would not work.
Yeah.
With a lot of respect now, but I couldn't do it. I thought, no. Then Shah Rukh said, "You said no for this, you have to do my movie." I said, "But darling, my style will not work. It's too Western. It's never going to, no, you have to do it." And he gave me I swear, a 1-hour lecture on the table. Nobody knows you in Bombay. Only your South Bombay people know you. Now everyone will know you. And this and that. And I said, "But my dance classes, what about my school?"
Yeah.
But you can do your school. He just went on and on and on, and he drove me nuts. I remind him today also. "Shah Rukh, do you remember? You drove me nuts that one day." "Yeah, I do remember," he says.
Yeah. And look at where you.
And because of him, it was really because of him.
मैं एक नया डांस डायरेक्टर इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहा हूँ एंड कोरियोग्राफर, नॉट डांस डायरेक्टर, ही इज हिमसेल्फ अ डांस डायरेक्टर बट इन माय फिल्म कोरियोग्राफिंग फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, Shiamak Davar.
I'm really touched he thought of me because, you know, people say you're very good, Shiamak, and you're international and this and that, but nobody really comes forward and takes me up and says, "Do this for me."
Saw this new kind of dance in Bollywood films.
Yeah.
You know, and like Madhuri Dixit.
Oh, she was outstanding.
Madhuri Dixit doing something that she's never done before.
Yeah.
You know, Karishma always had a little bit of a Western thing to her also.
But she also was fab. She and Madhuri were just the reason I became famous. I'll tell you why.
Because of their dance.
Because if Madhuri and Karishma were not good dancers in a dance film, I would look bad.
Yeah.
But they made me look good. So I keep on telling Madhuri, I said, "You know what? I understand that, you know, your style of dancing was not my style of dancing, Western and all. But you picked it up like this.
Yeah.
Even Ritik and Dhoom, like this. Aishwarya and Dhoom,
And
like
in fact,
this.
Dhoom, in fact, the choreography was tough.
Very tough.
It was bloody tough.
Yeah.
You watch that choreography, you see how quickly the transitions are.
Yeah.
And you're exhausted within 30 seconds of just looking at it. And these guys are executing it to perfection. So clearly, when you have great dancers, you know, the end result with your
That's why I said-
choreography is dynamite.
Absolutely. She has a very laid-back grace, very classical, very stylish. And Karishma was a young, high-octane dancer, fire. So they complemented each other. And when they did Dance of Envy, the jugalbandhi, I had such a small space to do the song. And there was no props, there were no dancers, there was just her. And then the dancers came later. But at that time when they were alone, I was like, oh God, I just hope they get it. Because my style is, if you get my style, you can get it or you can't get it. You know what I mean? It's a thin line between getting a style and not getting a style. Steps anyone can do, but style is very difficult.
Yeah.
But Madhuri worked hard, Karishma worked hard, and because of them, I look good. I always tell them. And I always tell Madhuri, I said, you know what? I think you're as beautiful as Madhubala, if not more.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
She's
so,
timeless,
because
she's
now
stunning,
we sing Madhuri,
and
then
she's getting more
after
stunning.
many years you'll say, oh God, that was like a Madhubala. You know, we say Madhubala,
Yeah.
Madhuri will become that one day. Because she really is got
Yeah.
something.
And she oozes charm through and
Yeah,
through.
she's
There's no
just
question
so
about
talented.
it. Yeah.
And for her, I must say, Madhuri's real person who helped her was Shah Rukh Khan, because those expressions were just Shah Rukh Khan. Outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And I don't think anyone's been able to sort of
No.
even come close to
No,
that. I
no,
mean, people are good.
No,
but
they're all
they're-
fantastic
but they're
and
not
very
that.
good, but they're not
But
that.
they're not that.
They're not
They're
that.
not that.
Yeah.
You also had Tal,
Yeah, Subhash guy, who I
which
adore.
was what a great movie again.
25 years we just finished. A.R. Rahman, me, and Subi, I call him, I love him. So Subhash guy and all of us were there at the 25 years, and it was such a nostalgic moment, I cannot tell you.
Yeah.
It was just something else. It
Yeah.
was so beautiful. Anil Kapoor, everyone.
And what great choreography there as
Yeah,
well.
it was sweet, thank
right?
you.
You had a lot of, so like Shahid started
That's
with
the time when Shah Rukh called me up specially and said that what is this choreography you've done for Tal, Kahin Aag Lage? You're just jumping, tuck, 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 tuck. He says, I just love that.
Yeah.
And then I did it in a song for him in one of the award ceremonies.
Yeah, yeah. You also had people like Shahid Kapoor start with you, right? Were there others? who are
Yeah, there
now-
was Varun Dhawan also.
Yeah.
Well, start with me was Shahid
They
actually.
were trained.
Yeah, they were trained with me.
Yeah.
My Priyanka was for the Miss World. I trained
Yeah.
her. Then there was Aishwarya, of course,
Of
who
course.
I worked for the Miss World. Then we rebet Tal. Then there was Diana Hayden. Then there was my Dia Mirza was my student
Oh, wow.
for years. My Kiara was Alia then.
Yeah.
You know, but she was a student with us.
Yeah.
Sonakshi, Varun Dhawan, who else?
So
Alia told me
imagine-
that apparently she said in the interview recently that she came when she was young and I put her up to the seniors batch and I had no idea.
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea. And she reminded me.
But she was a kid. I mean, she's a
Yeah.
kid, so you wouldn't have even remembered.
Yeah, and apparently I told her that you have to go for the higher class because you're good. And she was like, she spoke about it in the interview recently and I was quite impressed and really happy to know that people remember things. And then my Baman, wait, before let me
Yeah.
tell you, my Baman Irani was my photographer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and his story was something else. He used to make fun of me and mimic people. And I said, you know, you've got talent. What's wrong with you? And I shoved him to people, and then suddenly whoosh, he became a star.
Really?
Yeah, Alik Padamsi, Ram Madhwani. Then he got him to do Munna Bhai. It was just out. I put him on stage. I had to put him. He was so good. How can you not use Baman Irani? How can you not spot him?
I agree.
Caught him. I caught Shahid. I caught them all. I said, no, you've got something. Just trust me and do it.
Yeah.
Even my Sushant, everyone.
Yeah. No, you had a real eye for talent. And I think when anyone rose in the ranks in your class and you picked them and
They
you felt,
really- yeah.
you felt really special.
No, I
You know,
really-
I felt very special if you picked me and said, you know, you had this way and you have this way of making people feel like they can shine.
And a lot of people, you know, today come to me and say, you changed my life, you changed my life. And I'm saying, I don't understand how, but obviously my classes have been like, they must have taught so many people.
Yeah, they did.
That so many people today say, you know, when I was a kid, or when I was this, or when I came to a class when I was 40, and I came to a class when I was 4, and my life changed after that. And you know, when they say all that to me, sometimes I don't believe it. I think they're just being nice to me because, you know, they met me. But everyone says the same story, my life changed, my life changed, my life changed, my life changed.
You know, also at that time when you started, and the first sort of 5 to 7 years, even a decade, No one taught posture and
Nobody, yeah.
flexibility the way you did.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other thing is you gave people a chance to perform.
Ah,
At-
that is what I have to do.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
Because people didn't have a stage to
That's
perform.
it.
Whether it was Summer
Absolutely.
Funk, whether it was
Absolutely.
other shows, I think you brought people on stage for the first time, and I think that changes a person's life.
Because you see, I believe that you can do how many ever classes you want, but if you don't get the experience of being on stage and get that confidence and that self-worth, it just changes you as a person.
Yeah.
So every summer funk, winter funk, monsoon masti, whenever my classes were, any presentations, I would put them on stage. I put them in shows. I would put them in shows for my students.
Yeah.
You know?
I still remember when people used to do a split in your class, used to come and elbow them so that their back gets flat. I mean, I used to think on many an occasion that you are the biggest sadist that I've ever, and I used to go
But
back
dance
just
is such
cursing
a
you.
strong discipline.
Yeah.
You know, it's a sad thing, but the truth is that there's no pain, there's no gain. If you don't push your muscles, if you don't work on stretch, and it hurts.
Yeah, it does.
The discipline of dance, we are artistic warriors, I feel. We are people who really are warriors because dancing is not an easy discipline.
Yeah.
I mean, ballet, Shiamak style, which is the kind of work I do now, is very contemporary, Indo-contemporary work. It's very tough. But it gives you some sort of discipline. You know, Kobe Bryant said that when he took his daughter to a ballet class, he realized what a highly disciplined, what a masterful craft dance is. He's, you know, playing sports and this, but he said dance, there was a format. There was pliés, there was flat backs, there was floor work, there was a discipline of posture, of, you know, everything scientifically put. So it just changes your whole, today if I go on stage, it's the dance that has disciplined me. It's just dance. It's, you
And it
think as a-
changes the way you present yourself.
Absolutely. Actors come to dance classes now
Yeah,
for movement, you know.
of course.
So it's very, very powerful. Dance is a medium. It's a healing art, you know. It heals people.
Yeah.
It heals people on all levels. People who are 60 came to me and said, "Do you know, when I was a child, when I was a young person, I wanted your class and I couldn't afford it. My parents didn't allow me. I was a girl, and they came for class even now, and they perform on stage, having fun with costumes and children is just fantastic."
And I think also what you did is through your institute, you built a community.
Yeah,
You
I
built
did.
a community of trainers and instructors, and you built a community of very, very enthusiastic students.
True.
As well, you know, and everyone came together there and felt like they could leave their problems at home.
Yeah.
And
They
they were,
really did, you know.
yes. I remember seeing women who were, there was that one lady who was,
Prafulla Tellis?
yes.
The elderly lady. Yeah.
I remember.
She was really elderly, yeah. She gets
come-
scared for
Yes, and
so,
she
darling,
was,
you've got a doctor's certificate, right? You're sure, no? I would make her go very slow in class. I said, darling, you stand here. You do very slowly. You go very slowly.
and she was so brave, and you could tell she was going through something. But she came then, she forgot about
Yeah,
everything.
she
And I think
was-
that was the case for a lot of people who
Yeah.
came there. You know,
A lot of healing takes place there.
yeah.
And you are just doing your stuff as a teacher and you're helping them. And I also like to put a lot of spirituality in the work. Like I always say, you know, you don't have to fight so hard. You've got to go through the pain when you're you're going through good pain and bad pain. Like when there's good pain is when you know that's muscle pain and stuff. But if it's bad pain, you know it's joint pain, it's bone pain, so you got to stop. But there was a kind of a pain that they had to for stretching, for splitting, for jumps, for elevation. It was hard on the body.
Absolutely.
And we didn't have wooden floors. We had cement floors.
Yeah.
And so I had to go very slowly in class.
Yeah.
Because till today, there was never been anyone who had a real problem, unless they didn't tell me that a weak knee.
Yeah.
And they would hide and not tell me, and then they would land up with a dislocated knee. But that happened once in my life because she didn't tell me that she had a weak knee.
Yeah.
You know?
So, you started with 2 centers in Bombay?
First was only one
Yeah.
at Girton High School. Then it became 2, which was Columba School at Nana Chowk. And then it became 3 at Bandra at Mount Mary School. And then after Dil To Pagle, Dhoom, Tal, Bunty Bubbly, it just went berserk.
Yeah. And you also established yourself in Vancouver.
Yes.
How many international centers do you have now?
I have in Vancouver, I have one in New York, USA, I have London, I have Midlands, Leicester, so I have places like that.
And you teach mainly sort of Bolly jazz dance?
Bollywood, but it's
Yeah.
how do I say? It's my Bollywood.
Yes.
It's Shiamak Bollywood. Means it's not just you have to have a training
Yeah.
to do Bollywood.
Yeah.
It's not just only hip hop.
No, no, absolutely.
It's not only Bollywood. It's a blend of choreography that is everything.
Yeah.
So if you see Tal, or you see Tal is very contemporary work. It's very
I remember that one.
it's highly
Yeah.
it's not Bollywood.
Yeah.
But I put it into Bollywood because I want to change. I want to bring India even higher in the dance scene, and because now India is respected. Now girls are respected dancing. Before, the time I had of my life was when they used to put my girls down, and the boys were bad boys, or they were girlish, or they were pansies, or they were bad people, or they were like, ooh, he's a dancer. And my poor girls, I remember someone saying that you can't go to Shiamak's dance class in those days because who will marry you? Because you're wearing these tights and skimpy outfits. Do you know what I mean? It was horrible.
Yeah.
And what were we doing? We were just doing dance.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was crazy. Today, the same people who never send their kids to class are sending them all to class.
Yeah.
So now it's got respectability, which I was praying for. But I still believe that dance still needs to be respected more in India.
Yeah.
Or actually all over the world, actually. It's not only India, it's everywhere. I'm noticing. Still, it's a dancer. You say singer?
Not an artist.
Yes. If it's a singer, wow.
Yeah.
Dancer ever. It's not a nice connotation for me, and I get very angry. I'm so protective of the girl. Oh, ye dancer hai. Ladka dancer hai. For me, I go mad. What do you mean by that? We are, as Martha Graham said, we are athletes of God. What are you talking about? Dance, singing, acting, performing, musical theatre is God.
Yeah. And you bring joy to so many people. You bring
Yeah, and they're happy.
Absolutely. I completely agree. Shiamak, how many students do you have, now? Between India and abroad?
No, I don't know, and I don't
You
wanna
wouldn't
say.
know the numbers.
But I know that long time ago, when I was really, really, like the peak,
Yeah.
there was like a crazy amount of students that time. Crazy amount means it's like crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was so scared. How will I manage?
But you know what you've done? You've made dance a viable profession, right?
Yeah.
Because you do award shows, you do movies, you do trailer launches.
Yeah.
Do you do a choreography just for a trailer launch?
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Just that day, Shahid called me up and said, I want to do a flash mob, blah, 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 blah. And it was too late. I couldn't do it. But everyone calls up and says, like my Shah Rukh.
Yeah.
Jawan premiere, you have to come and do it. Pathan premiere, I want you to come and do it. Means for his fans, he would have, but it was a whole show.
Yeah.
And then he would come and perform.
Because everything's become so much bigger now.
Yeah.
And everything is an event.
Yeah,
The
everything.
trailer launch is an event. And, so on and so forth. There's social
Even
media.
weddings have become huge for dance today.
This is what I was going to ask you as well. You do weddings also.
Yeah. And weddings now are not like how people say, oh, you're dancing for a wedding, I'll never dance for a wedding.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're a dancer, you're an artist or a singer
Yeah.
or a performer, if you're respected and you're given a stage and a platform, why is it so wrong to do shows for weddings?
Yeah.
Why is it looked down upon? See, it was looked down upon about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Now it's become more respectable again. It's always I'm pushing. Arey Baba, they're dancers.
Yeah.
There's beautiful set, stage, light, sound, there's costume. What is wrong?
Just
Oh,
enjoy
it's a
it.
wedding. But means what?
Actually, I find that now in a lot of weddings that people are putting up proper sort of productions.
I'm telling you.
And whether they can dance or not, they are out there.
And they come and they learn at the Sangeets with me. The family comes and learns. And God, by God, I can tell you, they are dancers, some of them.
Yeah.
I don't think they knew themselves.
Yeah.
So we start training them for the Sangeets and the weddings. Suddenly they realized, I said, my God, I can't believe you can move like this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we didn't know ourselves.
Is this the biggest money spinner for you?
Yeah,
A
I
wedding?
think weddings.
Because everyone says weddings are the biggest money spinner, whether it's, stylists, whether it's, a lot of people.
I think weddings and my shows are where the real money is.
Yeah.
But of course, my classes,
Of course.
they are. Because I would never trade my classes for anything else because that's my first love.
Yeah.
So the weddings and also icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But the main thing is the classes. You have to really work on your schools. Like we've got so many schools in Bombay we teach. And so many, and they all have Shiamak as a dance curriculum in their school.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then I called the principals to my show called Selkut at NMACC, and I did, and I called all the principals of all the schools that we're teaching. They couldn't believe what they saw, you know. So it was like, you do this as well, because in school we teach them basic
course.
Bollywood and little jazz and little
Yeah.
this and little that. So then the parents even, the principals got even more excited that it's a serious thing.
This is
I
the
said, yeah, it's
potential.
serious.
Yeah, there's the
Dance,
potential.
you know, today you have Birju Maharajji, who's, I mean, we have, how can anyone not respect dance is what I'm trying to say to you.
Selkut that you did at NMACC. Sadly, I was not in town both times that you had it, but
Yeah.
I saw videos and I saw, you know, snapshots of it.
Yeah.
And it looked insane.
You know, Raju Irani came twice, sent his mother third time. A.R. Rahman came, and I think he was so overwhelmed. So if you see my Instagram page on Shiamak Official, you'll see him talking. You know, these things make me feel so
Validated.
confident and
Yeah.
self-worth, because even though you're growing, you're still wanting validation from the audience.
Yeah.
And when the audience, not only stars who give the validation, but even public, even the audience public says, Shiamak, I loved your show, you know, when you did Kari Kari, when you did this song, it just made me realize the power of women's and, you know, empowerment for women and this. So it just, when the common man also tells you that, Shiamak, I loved you and I loved your work, for me, that is a very strong statement.
And NMACC has changed the game for you a bit or no?
Yeah, superb.
Yeah.
NMACC, I keep on telling Neeta Ambani, you know, I said, Neeta, you have changed theatre for us. You know, we used to have theatres that were so sweet, like Sophia, Jamshed Bhaba,
Yeah,
Homi Bhaba, and Nehru and everywhere. And there were such lovely theatres, but when you came to your theatre, the opportunity to bring Phantom of the Opera, Sound of Music, West Side Story, Life of Pi, doing their lovely Feroz Khan musical. I mean, it just made people come back to theatre.
Yeah.
And I'm a theatre person first.
Yeah.
All my life I did musical theatre, you know,
Yeah.
acting, singing, performing.
Yeah.
But people only know music choreographer, you know.
Of course. Yeah.
So, but yeah, but I'm so happy for NMACC. It just brings back theatre again.
You've probably also worked with people who can't dance.
Yes. Yeah, they can't.
You know, like even the celebrities or
Yeah.
actors, and
Yeah.
I'm sure they acknowledge it and they know.
Oh, you know, they're very sweet.
Yeah.
They come to me and say, Shiamak, you know, I'm not a dancer, so please give me some safe steps.
Yeah.
I said, just chill. My John, myself, all of these people, for Shah Rukh for that matter,
Yeah.
and Salman and everybody, you know, they're actors. You know, India has this thing where there's a lot of dance and we're like musical films.
Yeah.
So dance is very important.
Yeah.
But they're very nice and they're very open and they say, Shiamak, I can't do this, give me something. But Shah Rukh, let me tell you about Shah Rukh one thing. If I give a movement, even Dil To Pagal Hai or Rab Ne Banai Jodi, that movie I did,
Yeah.
Dance Pe Chance and all these songs.
Oh, I loved Dance Pe Chance.
Yeah.
You did it
Yeah.
so, that was great
So
choreography.
simple, no?
Yeah.
And he would say, no, I'm trying it. I said, Baba, I think you'll enjoy yourself. Like, go a little, no. He, hardworking.
Yeah.
And will not say, no, if I can't. No, I'll change it for you.
Yeah.
Mr. Bachchan, I did a show for 2611. I did show for his Filmfare Awards. I did show for the IFA Awards, for these award ceremonies. And I would say, Mr. Bachchan, how would you feel comfortable? He said, no, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. I mean, on that level of Mr.
Yeah.
Bachchan saying, Shiamak, whatever you do, you just tell me and I will follow. I promised you, he did the whole thing in like 1 hour. He knew his work. He came on time. They don't make people like Amitabh and Shah Rukh
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
They just
Although Shah Rukh is not known for his timeliness, Mr. Bachchan
But you know,
is.
with me, I don't know, with me, he's there, always on time.
Yeah.
I have a different experience with Shah Rukh, Salman, who else is there? Just all of them, Vicky Kaushal, God, look at him in Tauba Tauba.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, Vicky, you know, you dance so well. You didn't show off. You didn't try extra hard. You did it like, you know, Madhuri does it with that little grace and class. And
Seamless.
yeah, like Ritik.
Yeah.
Like you'll see Tiger fighting and like
Yeah.
working because he's young like Karishma
Yeah,
Kapoor.
yeah.
And Ritik goes like Madhuri. Like I've been there. And so he would have that little coolness about him.
Yeah.
So I thought Vicky in Toba Toba was so good. And I phoned him up and told him, I said, you know, I left a voicemail and said, you know, he was so happy. He was like, Shiamak, I told everybody about it. And
But Shiamak, if you tell somebody that they've danced well, that counts.
yeah, but
You know,
sometimes
that counts
I
for something.
seem to forget, because I'm so behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I'm so much of a teacher. I'm so much of a person with my school that sometimes I forget, you know, that I'm a name. I really do sometimes forget.
I mean, you are the biggest name in
yeah, but I
dance,
don't. But I don't think like that. I think
yeah.
more myself as a teacher of dance, more than a celebrity. You know what I mean? Who does choreography?
Yeah, but I think that's obviously kept you in good stead as well.
Yeah.
Not
And my
to
book,
get,
Laws of Spirit World.
Yeah.
That the Laws of Spirit World book has changed my life.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way?
Well, it keeps you grounded. It teaches you about karma, reincarnation, life after death. It teaches you humility. It teaches you how to live your life on earth without hurting people. Yeah. And I think that's the key for, I think that's why till today, when the world goes against you, but if you know your truth, it's lovely.
You are working with younger actors today as well, right? And the game of fitness and sort of energy has changed.
Yeah.
You know, these guys are up to the challenge. There's no question about it.
They're really, really, there's too much pressure on them now.
Yeah.
It's too much, too
So-
much.
Who would you say is the most natural dancer that you're seeing in today's generation?
I think Ranbir is very good. Ranveer is very good.
Yeah.
Ranveer. Alia also dances very well when I do shows with her in the award ceremonies.
Yeah.
Deepika also is very graceful.
Yeah.
There is also Varun, super.
Yeah.
Shahid, super.
Yeah.
Ritik, fabulous. Yeah. But I'll tell you one thing about Shahid. You still haven't seen his talent as a dancer.
Really?
Yeah.
You think he hasn't done that song or that
No,
sort of?
no, because he's really good.
Yeah. Shahid is very
Because
very
I've
good.
seen him. He's got trained. He's got training.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But you haven't seen him yet. It means he's got that much potential.
Maybe you need to choreograph.
I've told him. He's telling me, I said, we'll do it. We do it. Right time when the planets align.
Yeah. Which they have been aligning.
they
you know? So maybe this is the right time to go and give him a call and say, I'm ready.
Yeah. But I tell you honestly, I love Prabhudeva.
Yeah.
And I love Alu Arjun. And I love Ram Charan in that song. And I love Junior NTR in that
Yeah.
Natu song. Stunning choreography.
Impossible.
Stunning choreography, stunning dancers. And my Govinda also. What a dancer.
And that was, again, seamless. Sort
Seamless
of just
because he was-
sliding into steps.
He was,
you know?
He acted out the dance.
Yeah.
He didn't need to do steps to show dance.
Yeah.
His face was the steps, his
Yeah.
face was the choreography. And he would do such lovely stuff, you know?
Yeah. No question about it. Who would you say that you've grown up sort of in awe of as a dancer? Internationally, here, wherever.
I think Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, Sid Charisse, Bob Fosse, oh God, there are loads of them. Gwen Verdon, Jerome Robbins, just all of them. But I loved Helen.
Yeah.
Because doing that kind of cabaret kind of dancing, which was called cabaret that time, or item number, or whatever those stupid names are, why is not just a dance? Why is it an item number? What does that
Yeah.
mean? Always putting the woman down. So irritating. So when you see Helen at that time dancing in those outfits with those feathers and so graceful.
Natural. What would you say you love about dance the most?
The discipline. Because I'm otherwise not disciplined at home.
Yeah.
I'm lazy. I get bored very easily, you know. But when I'm in my office or in my studio or in my show or when I'm doing meetings, I am too focused. Dance's discipline can make you really very strong mentally and physically,
Absolutely.
emotionally.
No question about it. In fact, when I played sport also,
Then sports also fantastic.
people have actually said, you look like you're dancing on the court.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because
and that's because of the years of practice I had with you.
you ask any of these actresses abroad, even the, what was that lady who was called Zoe Saldana, who just won
Yeah.
the award?
So,
Zoe.
yeah.
And Shirley MacLaine, all these people, they said dance was what they got out of, they're phenomenal actors, but that discipline of dance is what made them.
Yeah, yeah. How many instructors do you have now?
Many.
Yeah. What is the training they have to go through?
They have to learn, it's like a dictionary.
Yeah.
Where they, if they don't have the 1 year program or they have not done stuff earlier, then it's very difficult for them to become teachers. Because today everything is hip hop.
Yeah.
And we don't only do hip hop, we do other stuff as well. And for me, you know, dance is everything. You have to learn everything. Ballet, jazz, contemporary, salsa, bachata, you've got to learn hip hop, everything. And then you can find what style I'm good in, and then I can go in that style. But you have to learn a total part of dance. They have to do folk dance, Indian folk dance. If they have Kathak and Bharatanatyam as an experience or any Indian classical dance, it's even better because then they have that background. And any classical background, Indian or Western, is fantastic for dancers. I always say do Kathak, do Bharat, do some dance that is Indian and then do a Western style. You need both.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But you've also changed the lives of some of these instructors. You know, they came from families with not as much
Yeah.
opportunity, perhaps.
Yeah.
And you've given them opportunity,
Yeah, I-
family,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
a salary, a
Yeah,
life.
Yeah. I love that about it. It's
Yeah.
as I keep on saying, I must have done something good because when I hear people meeting me at coffee shops or dinner places or on the road or, you know, I'm coming outside in the lounge somewhere and they just come up to me with such love. I've never experienced this love that I have in the last 10, 15 years of people who've come earlier. And even recently, I was at this arts cafe at NMACC and a very sweet girl came up to me and said, Shiamak, you changed my life. I was a very quiet girl, very sad, very lonely. My mother pushed me and I went and mother was there and my life has just changed and I'm feeling so good now. Because of that, now I'm in Oxford as a writer.
Wow.
Because dance made me do that because I got more confidence in myself. So I'm in Oxford University and I've just done my course in writing. So I was like, wow.
Give me one anecdote that you can think of when you were teaching someone, something that has stuck with you. It could be a celebrity, it could be a non-celebrity, anyone you want. Something funny or something just memorable where you're maybe even breaking your head trying to teach a step and
Oh,
or you had an aha moment about someone.
I had an aha moment about many of my students who became famous.
Yeah.
Not necessarily as dancers, but even actors. And I have
Did Shahid ever turn around and thank you and say, Shiamak, it's your training?
all of them do.
Yeah.
Every single one of my people. I've never had anyone who's ungrateful to me.
Yeah.
I've never had anyone who said, you know,
Or didn't acknowledge
no.
the role
They've
that you
all-
played in.
Everyone has
sort of-
acknowledged me and,
Yeah.
and lovingly spoken about it.
Yeah.
And as I told you, that day Alia said this and I was in shock. An interview.
Yeah.
And someone said to me that I had no idea.
Yeah.
So sometimes you teach people you don't know.
Yeah.
And she was a kid that time. And so Sonakshi, all of them, they were so grateful, so when I meet them, when I do shows with them, or when they're very happy and grateful,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a good energy.
Yeah, it's a damn good engine.
Lastly, if you were to tell a kid, boy or girl, who wanted to get into dance, and you think of yourself as that kid,
Oh God,
you know,
yeah.
dying to sort of,
Yeah, I would definitely say if you are doing something you love, do it. If it's not hurting anybody, do it. And if it's something that you're good at, please don't stop.
And that kid who used to get ridiculed, meaning
Oh
you,
God, I know.
when you started.
It was really bad, huh, Devna? It was bad, it was bad, it was
I
bad.
can truly imagine. So,
And
what you look back and you think of
but
that
now
child
I don't
today?
think of it as that. I don't think of it as bad. I said it was bad, but now when I look at it, it's, oh God, people have worse problems. What are you talking about, Shiamak?
But do you feel like that kid, whatever you had visualized, what you thought, what you wanted, you've achieved and a lot more?
You see, the problem with me is I'm always dissatisfied.
Yeah.
I look at Dil To Baagle or Tal or any of my movies, say, oh, I could have done better. I could have done this better. I'm always like that. I don't like to, just sit and say, oh, that was good. I wish I had done it better. That's unfortunately my problem.
But do you like the fact that you've made this a viable profession?
Yes, absolutely.
For people.
Especially for girls. You can go on
Especially
and
for
teach.
women.
Yeah.
You've achieved a lot. You've
Yeah.
participated in
I'm
iconic
very
films.
grateful to God.
You've even done Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
And you've sung for Oprah, Sting. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think many people know this.
No, but I did it, yes.
How did you choreograph for Mission Impossible?
Because I got an email saying that they did some research and they found me
Yeah.
in Asia as someone who can do this film. So I said, okay, and I did it. And Tom Cruise was damn sweet. He was very, see, I only come as a professional, I do my work and I go. But they were very kind, very nice. And the same team didn't know I was doing the film, called my Vancouver office for another scene in the same film.
Wow.
And both the teams didn't know it was me.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so,
So you were really meant to do that film. And you've sung for Oprah?
yeah.
And you've opened for Bryan Adams.
Yeah.
And you've sung with Sting.
Yes, I sang with Sting and it was the most, I went mad because I love him.
I think safe to say you've actualized
Yeah.
your dream to
But I'm
a
crazy
large
about
extent.
Elton John and Barbara Streisand. If I ever meet them, I think I'll die.
Shiamak, I have only one thing left to say to you. Strike a pose. Lovely.
Thank you.
Love it, love it.